Now to the coronavirus and efforts to reverse its economic impact. The National Bureau of Economic Research declared yesterday that the U.S. is now in recession. A few hours later, the NASDAQ stock index closed at an all-time high. Our lead national correspondent, that's David Begnaud, shows how the former U.S. epicenter of the pandemic is finally starting to reopen.
People buying it.
Across New York City Monday, phase one was in full effect.
Feels great to be back at work again.
Retailers were readying those curbside orders. Construction workers were back on the job.
New York is back. Let's get to work.
There's the governor, Andrew Cuomo. He took the subway to work yesterday to reassure nervous New Yorkers. He also had a warning.
You have to stay smart after the reopening, because if you don't, you can see a spike. That is the last thing that we want to see.
Every state in the country is now partially reopened. But you should know, gathering with friends in a pandemic has its risks. That's a lesson some people learned down at the Jersey Shore over Memorial Day weekend.
Did almost everyone at this party get sick?
Yes, most people did, yes.
That's Dr. David Damsker. He is director of the health department in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. He says about a dozen of his residents in Bucks County went to a party in nearby New Jersey, and they all contracted the virus.
How many of them wore masks?
From our experience, people were not wearing masks at the gathering.
On Monday, the World Health Organization announced that recent global data suggests asymptomatic transmission of the virus is very rare. CBS News medical contributor Dr. David Agus believes that announcement was irresponsible.
Asymptomatic people fall into two buckets. One is people who would be asymptomatic for the whole course of the virus, and the others who are what we call pre-symptomatic. So they're asymptomatic, but they will get symptoms in several days. In both cases, they can transmit the virus. So this announcement should not change behavior.
Good morning from Central Park. If you're going to travel this summer, here's the guidance from the health experts. Unless you've been able to quarantine with the person you're traveling with, you should stay at least 6 feet apart, wash your hands regularly, and commonly disinfect those surfaces. Masks work. That's what the experts tell us. So masks continue to be encouraged, but you know what's not encouraged? Hugging someone. And Gail, I don't know about you, but I have not touched the skin of a human being in the last 3 months, and I sure could use a hug right now.
Yeah, you and me both, David. You don't want to hear that story coming from my house. But listen, there is a different energy. I haven't left the house, but there was a different energy looking outside. You could see that people are out. But I like what Governor Cuomo said. Stay smart. And you're following all the advice. So, David Begnaud, thank you. And I can't wait to hug you once again. I mean that.